what's up? This is Chosen, and this video is going to be a Faction Wars guide for the Skinwalkers, including grades for every single champion in Skinwalkers for Faction Wars, and also the complete footage of me getting through the 3 stars for stages 20 and 21. So let's get into it. Alrighty, so first of all, let me go ahead and pull up the graphic for my team here, and any graphic that I use in a video, you'll be able to find nice and easy down in a pinned comment right there for you to pull up on your own time and take a look. So it's basically just got all the stuff for my team, and I went with Steel Skull, the 2 Bears, Longbeard, and War Chief. And you'll see on the far right the finish difficulty. I've got it all the way up at hard. Skinwalkers is one of the 3 hardest factions in the game to completely finish, in my opinion, and 3-star all the stages, right up there with Knight Revenant, and also Dwarves would round out the top 3 with Skinwalkers. So yeah, you'll see here I went with Steel Skull for heals, poisons, and sustain, and he can also buff the defense of your entire team, which is super handy. And then the 2 Bears, they're pretty good for some debuffing and some general utility. The Skinwalkers, they don't have a ton of champions. They don't have a ton of amazing choices, amazing non-legendary choices. So you got to kind of work with what you got. The 2 Bears slid in there decently for me. Longbeard, I brought him for damage. We're actually going up against the purple boss in stage 21, so you need to be able to burst him down. You're on the clock after he uses his health swap. So and then the Longbeard, the horde attack can also bring me some CC because I can really target a bunch of A1s, which segues me to War Chief, who is actually a hard carry in Faction Wars for Skinwalkers because he's got a provoke on his A1 and he's got a 3-turn provoke on his A2, so he can really stop champions from getting off those high impact abilities. He's amazing versus the waves in Faction Wars. So yeah, that's why I put Relentless on War Chief, to get him as many turns as I could. And then I wanted Longbeard to have super high speed with reflex set to cycle through as fast as possible to his Horde's Fury ally attack ability. And then I put Lifesteal on the other champions besides Steel Skull just to help them stay sustained, so I could really focus these single target heals of Steel Skull a little bit better. Longbeard seemed to be the one that was struggling the most with it because I had him focused on getting super fast speed with cycling through abilities. So that's why I went with Lifesteal on those 2 to help Steel Skull keep up with the heals on the Longbeard. And if you want to be able to compare the stats of your team to mine to kind of see what you're up against and what it might take to finish the faction, you can see my stats over there on the left. The 212 average speed, the 47k HP, 3800 defense, 240 accuracy, and 132 resistance. And then my speeds are up top there for each individual champion right above their character portrait. So let's put that away now and dive into the faction itself and all the grades. So yeah, the legendaries are pretty good for Faction Wars on the Skinwalkers, and they're all pretty impactful. I would say you're gonna want at least either Norog, Coronar, or War Chief. One of those 3, because it's really hard to get through those later stages without any sort of CC in terms of blocking buffs and blocking cooldowns and placing provokes. You need some sort of control on those waves. They've got like the triple Cephalia wave, and they've got the massive Valkyrie wave you've got to deal with. So you need some CC and some utility to block them from getting that stuff off. So you're gonna want at least one of Coronar and War Chief and Norog, and then they really have some decent champions. Like I said, the 2 Bears were a part of the Battle Pass a while ago, and they're decent. Hawkhorn is not as great as you think he would be because of the last boss with the wonky mechanics of the mirror universe. You've really got to be careful there with placing a bunch of buffs on your team and when you do them, and also your debuffs on the enemy. Basher is a pretty solid epic in Faction Wars. That's very good. He's up there at 9. So yeah, not bad, definitely doable, as long as that you would have one of those top 3 legendaries in Coronar, Norog, and War Chief to help you deal with the CC. Without at least one of those, like one S-tier Faction Wars champion, Skinwalkers is going to be brutally difficult for you. And I also like to go ahead and pull up the boss's abilities here before I dive in to these stages and showing you kind of my manual run. So the purple boss is probably the one that's the biggest pain in the rear end to deal with, because it takes so long and you have to be so meticulous about manualing it, because you really got to work around that A2 where he's going to basically mirror all of his debuffs onto you and then all of your buffs onto him. So he's going to flip the whole battlefield in terms of buff manipulation. And if you auto it, it can really snowball and be awful quick and in a hurry. So you've constantly got a manual around that. And then not only that, but it's usually the longest boss fight, because as soon as you get him low, he heals himself to full with his health swap there on the A3 that exchanges remaining HP. And then after that, you're on the clock. You've got to be able to burst him down. You've got 12 turns before he's going to be able to do that again. It usually takes me about 7 or 8 turns with the team, with the stats that you saw. It takes me about 7 or 8 turns to burst him down. That can give you a kind of a gauge on how your stats relate to mine and how many turns it might take. So you're going to need some people in Giant Slayer if they've got the triple hitter like War Chief. Otherwise, you're going to want people in War Master to get those procs to help you burst that boss down. So yeah, definitely between him and the red boss, probably the two that are the toughest to deal with in my opinion. So let me put that away for now, and I'm actually going to show you me manualing stage 20 and 21. I've never done that before, so this video is going to be a little bit longer, but I do always put chapter timestamps in my videos down in the video description, and then down along the timeline bar you can usually see them, so that way you can kind of navigate stuff. So I apologize for this one being one of my longer Faction Wars video. I think it is my longest, but I wanted to be thorough and give you guys as much footage as I could, because this is a really, really tough faction. Stage 20 and 21 are both very hard. And then also, before I dive into stage 20 and then 21, I really apologize. Stage 20, the aspect ratio of my screen is a little bit off. At some point, my raid window got adjusted, and I didn't even notice it while I was recording. And then by the time I finished my run and I noticed, I was out of keys and I couldn't redo it. I didn't want to wait like 5 more days to get this video out for you. So I basically just have to deal with it and use that footage, because I can't reshoot it or anything. And so I apologize for the aspect ratio on level 20 being off a little bit. There's really not a whole lot I can do about it at this point. I hope that's okay. But then after that, when I get into stage 21, the footage should be fine, and that video was corrected and back to normal. So yeah, now we're gonna dive into the runs of stage 20 and then 21 right after that. And first up is going to be stage 20. I do want to show you what I did on stage 20, because stage 20 is absolutely awful for Skinwalkers. And so what happens here, you've got the triple Sethalia double Thenasil wave, and this is such a sticking point for lots of players. So what you're going to need to do, you're going to have Giant Slayer, War Master procs. You're going to have good damage on your champions. I'm able to use the exact same team that I used on stage 21, and I'll show you kind of what I did. I'm going to target this Sethalia, and I'm just going to leave it there on auto until I get good RNG, get lots of procs on it. Lots of Giant Slayer, War Master, and get some of those high damage rolls, and I'm able to burst it down. See right there? I almost killed it, and it got healed. So you just gotta kind of sit here, and the way I did it was I target one Sethalia, and I just wait until I get good enough RNG. I get high damage rolls. I get Relentless Set procs. I get War Master procs until I can get good RNG and burst down one of the Sethalias. You have to get one of the Sethalias down to be able to progress and keep kind of going. You focus one down, then you move on to the next one. So what I do is I put on auto, target a Sethalia, make sure I have good enough damage to burst one down, as long as I get good RNG and get the right procs, and then I wait until it's good enough to happen. So you'll see here, we get really close, we got one. There it is. There it is. That was good RNG. If they don't kill them there, you're at risk of getting them healed. So now it becomes a lot easier once you get one down. So what we're going to do, we're going to put this on auto and switch over to this Sethalia here. Once you get one of them down, you're like halfway home. That's a big step to take in helping you deal with this wave. It's still going to be hard. I mean, it's still going to take a lot of time, and you're going to have to get some good procs, get some good RNG, high damage rolls. And yeah, that's just kind of the way it works on this wave. It's really, really difficult. It can be really a sticking point for a lot of players. And there we go. We got another one down. Now we're going to go to the next Sethalia and burst that down. Also really good to get the provokes there on the Sethalia to stop all those massive heals and the buff strip that she does on an AoE. So this really went pretty well. I mean, this could have went worse, and it could have taken me longer to beat this wave if I didn't get the good RNG of dealing with the Sethalias. There we go, and then we're going to switch over to this one. Once they're CC'd, you want to switch to a different target. Once they have block cooldown skills or provoke or something, you want to switch your target, your priority. So let's hit this one, see if we can burst it down. That was kind of a half CC there. Perfect. Now I want to pump a bunch of A1s here. So when you get kind of towards the end of a wave, when you've got 1 or 2 left, you want to start cycling turns through and get your stuff off cooldown. So start using a bunch of A1s and get kind of some abilities back here before you go into the next wave. There we go. That was actually perfect. That heal gives me a chance to kind of cycle some stuff through here. You need like a little punching bag to get some A1s off. So now you get to this wave. This wave is difficult. It's nowhere near as hard. You want to pay attention to the affinities. Forcing down the force affinity can be a little bit rough when you've got your long beard in magic, but not really that big of a deal. Similarly, I would probably just go ahead and focus down somebody that's not CC'd. So we'll stick. So that one is CC'd for 3 turns. I'm gonna switch my target to right there. There's no CC yet. Still no CC. That freeze is a little bit rough. Lots of heals there. We want to try to keep these Shiramanis. Get them bursted down. This the stage 20 is pretty rough. We just gotta keep switching until we're not getting a whole lot of CC here. This is a little bit rough. There we go. There's a big CC. Let's go to the other. Let's go to the other one here. We want to stop them from healing. Okay, there we go. Now we've got them both CC. Let's go back and focus this one down. I want to, even though it's provoked for 3 turns, she still has an A1 that's pretty good. There we go. We got, once you get 1 down, it's a big step in the right direction. So we've got 2 CCs. I want to get the Shirmani down here. There we go. Everything's looking pretty good here. Beautiful. Now I don't want to waste Horde's Fury. That's why I stopped. I don't want to waste Horde's Fury right there. I'm going to see if I can burst this one down. It'll be pretty close. Ooh, barely. I knew it was going to be close. Couldn't quite do it. Let's burn a force on a force to kill that. And let's do an A1 to burst that. Now we can just focus targets here and then start resetting cooldowns. There we go. There's a provoke. Let's start spamming A1s here. And burst some targets down. It probably would have been optimal to swap over my War Chief's A1 right there. Okay, beautiful. And we're going to spam A1s, other than maybe needing a heal or something if somebody was hurt. That's not going to hurt us any. But no, we're pretty good on the heals. So we can just go ahead, burst it down, and head into wave 3. But yeah, this stage 20 is pretty brutal for Skinwalkers. Really tough waves to get through. It's one of those factions that just players really struggle to get through. All right. And then this one, not to be undone. We've got the double Rosh card. So they're both going to place immunity to damage. You really got to keep both of the Roshes CC'd. And the Aethars have good multipliers. The Aethars can hit really hard. Their force affinity, they can do a number on magic affinity champions. So we're going to have to be careful about our Longbeard here. So this one is really tough. I want to burst down probably... I got to try to CC the Rosh card. So let's go here. I've got to try to CC it with the War Chief. There we go. Okay, I got it. Now let's do the 3-turn CC right here. Okay, perfect. Let's do one of those. Decrease attack is big. When the Aethars are going to take a turn. Let's get the defense up. Let's get the AoE. That's big. Let's pick a target to burst down. I'm gonna say probably this Rosh on the left, but we want to use our War Chief to place CC with that A1. We didn't get a good luck place there. One enemy, and let's go ahead and burst down force affinity. Let's go over here. Let's try to burst down this Rosh, make our life a little bit easier. The heals, we want to wait and save that for our Longbeard. Right now, we're going to try to do that. Try to hurt this Rosh as soon as possible so I don't have to worry about CCing as many people. And that Rosh will die from the poisons. There's a block cooldown skills. Let's go ahead. We've still got CC here. Let's try to CC right here. Nope, not going to happen. Okay. That's big. I want to save our heal. Spirit on Force is good. Perfect. That was nice. Okay, good. Now, with our Longbeard, we don't want to attack a Force, so we're gonna go here. Let's place some CC if we can. We're getting really bad luck on the War Chief here. So now let's switch over to bursting down Rosh probably. We're sitting good. We're sitting good here. Let's keep it rolling. Pump stuff into Rosh except for our War Chief. Let's go ahead and place a Provoke over here. And let's go ahead and do one of these. We should be home safe here on this one pretty easily. Let's go there. And can we burst down? This won't happen. Not quite. Okay, there we go. And we've got CC. Let's get CC over here. There we go. There you go, War Chief. That's what I like to see. Alright, let's burst this down. Beautiful. Now we can auto. We'll target. And bang. So there's our 3-star on stage 20. Stage 20 is also is really hard for Skinwalkers. But that is how kind of I thought my thought process in 3-starring it. So let's dive into stage 21 and see what we can do here. See if I can walk you through kind of the manual run. Alright, so now this stage is pretty self-explanatory. Not a whole lot to worry about. I'm going to see what happens on full auto with this team. Now, one thing you do want to do, like at a minimum, is at least make sure the War Chief is attacking different people. So what I like to do is focus some of my CC on somebody who's not CC'd yet. And there they got CC'd, so I would switch. Although Allure's a bad one to CC because their A1's really good. So I would switch it to over here. Okay. And there's that. And then somebody that's not provoked. And then when we get down to not very many left, that's when we'll start saving cooldowns here. I already kind of want to do that. I'm just gonna spam A1s right now. Except for maybe Steel Skull's heals. It just depends if anybody gets low. Okay, so that'll die from the poisons. We've got some CC there. Let's go here, although it doesn't really matter if we provoke the Allure. Let's go ahead and get that Allure down. Alright, still got it off. Not a big deal, though. Okay. Poison's got that one. Cool, and we should go into the next fight with all of our cooldowns. Again, this is pretty straightforward here. You just want to kind of probably, I would say, CC the Nezana here to not get the shield off. Maybe. There we go. That's the big CC. We'll take down the Hexia because it was low. And it's CC'd now, so we're good there. Let's swap over here. Get a CC. Let's finish off the Hexia. Bueno. Let's go here. The Nezana still has the 2 turns of provoke there. That's unkillable for 2 turns. So, yeah, now we would switch off there until the 2 turns are up. We don't really want to be doing anything until that goes away. Let's get the Paragon out of there. That Paragon can be pretty annoying with the, there's the 3-turn CC. So let's switch over to the Nezana. That 3-turn CC is massive from War Chief. Buys us a lot of time. Lets us pick a different target here. Let's get a CC over here. Okay. Perfect. Okay, now we're going to switch to Nazana. And now I want to swap to just doing A1s, I think. We don't really need heals. Let's go there. Let's get this Nazana. Bucks down here. That was a cooldown. Okay. So, definitely finish this off. And then we're just going to spam A1s and do our... Now, the boss is going to be a little bit difficult. I believe it's the purple boss on Skinwalkers. It's the annoying one that takes forever. Because it is going to do the mirror universe. So, you've got to really be careful about placing a bunch of debuffs when things go live. So, let's burst down the one on the left first. I'm going to say we can go ahead and auto and just take down the one on the left here. Let's go ahead and burst it. We're not really worried about the boss a whole lot right now. But once we get these minions down is when we really got to worry about that mirror universe and plan everything around that. We don't want like the defense up and a bunch of crazy buffs on our roster when that mirror universe comes through. This boss is probably the most annoying to fight out of all the bosses, I would say. Because of the mirror universe and the HP swap. The one that ignores defense, I think it's the red one, is also very crazy and annoying. Now you can also, once you've got CC placed on that one, you can go ahead and switch it over, but I just want to burst it down and then focus my attention on the other one. Now Mirror Universe is going to be coming online here, so I want to be a little bit careful. Let's pump A1s. There we go. Okay. We're going to do A1s here until the Mirror Universe pops off right there. Now we can go back to using our abilities. Focus down the ad on the right. Because what happens is the boss will get low and then snap itself up to full health. So it can really be kind of a grind. So there we go. The universe is still on 2. When it pops over to 1, that's when we're going to start being careful. So now we're going to start spamming A1s into the minion here. Make sure we're not doing anything crazy. You can do Steel Skull heals, but this is the defense. We don't want to do that, so we're going to keep pumping A1s here. This one's about going to die from the poison. Not quite, though. Yeah, not quite. So we've got to go ahead and take it down. There we go. And now this is the grind part of the boss fight. So this is where it comes down to just managing, and we do not want to do that because then the boss is just going to steal it. Okay, now we can pump into the boss here. So now we're going to sit here in auto, and you're going to get the boss low, and it's going to go ahead and fully heal. So this just kind of becomes a grind and a DPS race of making sure you've got enough damage to burst it down in time. There we go. And then you just gotta be careful. You gotta for sure watch Steel Skull. So right now we're gonna pop A1s unless I want Steel Skull's heals. Okay. So the heals, I want to do that as often as I can. So let's go ahead and heal that. And then just keep pumping A1s, get all of our cooldowns off. There's our Relentless procs. Very nice. Holy cow. Good job, War Chief. There you go. Get it in there, buddy. We can actually use the Horde's Fury just to crank out the DPS. As long as we're not doing a bunch of like buffing on our own team is the main concern under that damn Mirror Universe. And now we can go ahead and pump it up here a little bit. And I'm sure eventually I'll kind of fast forward this after HP resets. Now that you get the rotation of kind of how to manage this boss and what's going on, you're paying attention to this ability too, Mirror Universe. you're paying attention for when that's going to come online, and you want to really make sure you're manipulating the buffs and debuffs properly, especially when that gets to 1 turn. You want to make sure and watch it. Just focus on the HP levels of your champs and focus on the damage dealing abilities. Okay, so now we're at 1. We need to start focusing. See, like right here, you don't really want to place a whole lot of buffs and debuffs because you can really get them swapped over to your own team there. And then we just want to do A1. We can do Horde's Fury next. That's no problem because that's just a damage. We want to heal when we can. Oh, we got feared, so there's that one. Okay. If you're really worried about min-maxing that, you might not want to risk your heals when you're feared, or risk like your big abilities when you're feared. You might want to wait and kind of play it safe there. Like if they were low on HP, I would really need to min-max that. But it wasn't a true fear, it was just a fear, so you can see there it doesn't come off cooldown. Okay. That's a pretty big distinction between fear and true fear. There we go, we got Mirror Universe, now we can pump it in here. Okay, so there's our buffs. And it might not be this turn, it might be next turn that he heals. Yep, nope, it's gonna be this next turn. Yeah, see, there's the fears. So I kind of misspoke the first time when I was talking about that. You won't do the ability, but it won't put it on cooldown unless it's true fear. So yeah, there are the regular fears being placed here. When it's just the face like this, it's the regular fear. When it's the face that's like running away, that's when it's true fear. All right, so he's gonna go ahead and heal soon. When it gets under this bar, I think that's when he's gonna do it. And I probably should have saved the, okay, so when he gets below that bar, if you're not gonna kill him, you want to make sure and save your impactful abilities like that Horde's Fury. It would have been optimal for me to save that there if I were really trying to min-max and manual the boss perfectly. So after this, you can see here the 12. Now you're on the clock. You've got 12 turns to kill this boss before it heals to full health again, basically. So now it becomes a DPS race, but you also want to pay attention to the Mirror Universe. So we still want to pump the A1s into here while we just heal. That's a big clutch heal there. And then we're just going to keep pumping in the A1s here. Because the health swap can really kind of screw you and damage somebody pretty bad there. So that's what happened. I got the health swapped with the black bear here, and the health was really low there, so I had to heal it up. So you're gonna, when the health swap is coming, you're gonna want to make sure you're managing to save a heal. So here's gonna come the Mirror Universe, and then we can go back to autoing and managing the rotation as we were doing before the health swap. So right now I'm gonna fast forward until I get to that point again where we get below health, where he would be health swapping. Alrighty, and now we'll pick it back up. You'll see here I've got the HP about to the level it was before the health swap, and I've still got 6 turns of leeway. So my team does plenty of damage to go ahead and burst the boss down before he can go ahead and have that health swap off of cooldown again to heal up. So he may get one more Mirror Universe off, we'll see here. But after that, it is going to be taking him down to Pound Town and get our 3-star on stage 21 here for Skinwalkers. So here we go, and there it is, and GG, bang. There is our 3-star on the Skinwalker Crypt, and how I kind of manually manage the boss with the team that I was running here. Alrighty, that's going to do it for this video. Good luck with the Skinwalkers. It is a very tough faction. I hope this video helped you out. I put a lot of effort into it with the different infographics and manualing both the runs and trying to kind of walk you through the thought process of doing that. So I hope you do okay with the Skinwalkers. It's very tough, and just kind of know that going into it, it's going to be a challenge. So yeah, thank you for watching. Have a good rest of your day. Peace.